It takes 9 months to give birth, so I don't.
Yeah, cheers, Dingle.
Everyone who does this thing needs to die. They get hit over the head with a skateboard.
I don't want to die.
Yo, what's going on? You never guess who it is. It's the Straight Up Busters. It's R-Techz, the main host of this whole shabam. We've got SD, we have Gem, we have Dingle. It's episode 32. It's season 3. Why not you all do a little bit of plugging before we start?
All right, I'm Gem. I'm in charge of Straight Up Warlords. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to do the October episode, so we're going to do a double update on November.
I do upload mostly shorts. I play Fallout because I'm very boring and don't play anything else.
I have my own YouTube, Dingle Games. There's random games over there, some very good shorts like SDs, and there's a Facebook group now. If you want to go join that Straight Up Busters page, you can go comment and say what you like on there. Tell us we're crap, tell us we're good. It's all up to you. What else do I do, guys? Oh yeah, TikTok. So get on board, start following us. If not, then I don't know. Then you just don't, do you? So
Rightio then. Well, that's the end of the episode. Thank you for watching. So then today, folks, we have a very interesting subject about abortion/euthanasia. And I chose these to bounce off each other. I thought they might work quite well. They might not. This might be a failure of an episode, but we will damn sure as hell give it a go. So as one's, more the beginning of your life or before your life, that's what we're getting to a debate about. And euthanasia, is it moral? Should we ever do it? If a person can't decide, is it really down to their next of kin, yada yada, and all that good stuff. So let's fire away, and I think we'll start off with abortion. We'll split this into two, and then we'll go into euthanasia in about half an hour's time. So then, abortion. Now, where do we stand on that? Let's just get a general consensus of people's thoughts. You can say a long answer, short answer, whatever you like. I won't ask anyone in particular. Just chime in whenever. All
right. Okay, I'll go first. I don't agree with it. I mean, you make your bed, you lie in it. If, there's adoption agencies out there, I don't agree with it. And yeah, I think if you wear protection, because you know what's going to happen, don't you? If you go, oh no, I'm pregnant. Well, yeah, because you led down and didn't put nothing on it. So, you made your bed, lie in it. I don't agree with abortions. I think it's disgusting. It should be banned. And yeah, that's my thoughts on it. I hate it.
What if it's great?
Well, then then you still. It's not the baby's fault. It's not the baby's fault. He didn't ask to be conceived because some idiot did something stupid.
Or she.
It's not the baby's fault. It's the baby's done nothing wrong. It didn't ask to be in that position. And if it, there's abortions out, there's adoption agencies out there. There's so many things. You don't just abort it. It's not the baby's fault that some idiot's gone out and done that. But yeah, that's my thoughts anyway.
So just to clarify, did you say? I'm not sure what the guidelines are on YouTube for the word that you said. So, for the sake of being politically correct, or I guess politically incorrect, really. Did you say? Yeah. Did you say the word grape?
Yeah,
not that actual word, but is that what you said?
Unconsenting intercourse.
Right. Yeah, so that. Okay. Well, what do you two think then? You agree with Dingle? Disagree? Same level? What's up? He's pondering. I can hear the cogs, Gem.
I disagree, actually.
Oh, that's talking.
So, obviously, in the circumstances of getting it just because, you got pregnant and you don't want it. If you're not in a financial position to be able to look after the child, and you're not capable of, or you're not in the emotional or maturity level to look after a child, then it does make sense.
That's why they got adoptions.
Yeah, but the problem is you bring the child to term, and then you give birth to it, and then you've got that connection. And a lot of women find it very difficult when they get to that point to actually put their child up for adoption.
I know there's been many cases where they people have been that, and they don't want to give it up because that's true. That's true, but I find that a good thing. I think that's a good thing that they build a connection and they don't want to get rid of it because they change. I don't want to adopt this. I've fallen in love with it. I love that. But I don't,
Go on.
Yeah.
What about that 17-year-old who left their child alone for 3 days? Or they went out and partied for their 18th birthday?
Oh, where was this?
Was that England?
Or I heard.
I don't remember where it is, but it definitely happened.
Oh, right, okay.
There was a.
Oh, sorry, go on.
There was a program I was watching. I'm not going to shout their channel out because I don't want to. They do like crimes and criminal. This woman puts a bag in a dumpster, and the police get phoned. The police show up. She's put her baby in the dumpster.
Well, what do we mean by how old are we talking here?
Literally about a month old.
What?
Yeah. It's on a channel I watch. Sorry, they're called Ewa. It's called Evolve with Us. A really good crime channel. She puts a bit, but she gets interrogated afterwards, and she gets in a lot of trouble.
So she bloody well should.
Yeah. Like, what? How can you do that? Ugh. It's not trash. You can't just throw it in the bin.
Yeah,
some people, I tell you.
Absolute rubbish, mate.
Yeah. Fucking garbage.
Enough
Oh,
trash.
dear.
That's madness.
Yeah, that really is. Yeah, I've definitely not heard that story. That's for sure.
Remember when we were talking about it?
Yeah, if that person got an abortion, that kid wouldn't have been thrown in a dumpster.
No, it'd have been killed.
Yeah.
But that age ago we had that talk about that girl that was on the heath that had that problem. She gave birth on the heath and left the baby there.
Oh my days.
Do you remember that conversation? That was messed up.
I do. Yeah.
It's close to home, that one, but that was weird.
Extremely weird. Yeah.
It was a woman that was walking her dog. She ended up finding it because the dog was sniffing out. Could, sniff out all the blood and whatever it was.
Oh my days.
Yeah, the girl's never been found though. Well, at least I don't think so. I've not heard anything else on it. But I think that's mad. Go to a doctor.
Get help before you start doing that.
Well, unless it just sprung on her. But she was on her own on the heath. She predicted it. It's going to happen. I want to be out of the way of everyone.
Mm.
And you could make a conspiracy up about it or a theory. But I just think you're a disgrace to society.
Mm.
That's what I would say. That's what I think about it.
It's beyond words. To be fair,
it's never the children's fault. It's never the kid's fault. It's never the baby's fault.
So, what do you think on this SD then?
Like Jen said, if the person's not in an emotionally or financially stable state to have a child, or it's accidental, or it's unconsenting, then they should have a full right to abort, because they're only ever going to cause more hardship and pain.
The thing is, there was no point you ticking off all of those lists because you basically said every situation that someone could give birth. So you might as well have just said, yes, I agree with abortion.
Yeah.
There's also the case that if you can get screening for your children now, where you find out, whether they've got, you get a greater chance of whether they're going to have some sort of genetic issue that's going to cause them problems in their life.
Mm.
And in some cases, it is, better that the child doesn't suffer through their life by having, a very terrible genetic disease. So in that case, then it's also, I would say, acceptable, because it's also the fact that it then falls on the mother to, look after the child, and then it falls on to the father to spend all of his time earning the money to look after the child, especially if they've got a certain genetic diseases that may mean that child is basically never going to be an adult. Like, or at least never be capable of being an adult, if you know what I mean.
Right. Well, my question would be to Gem and SD: when is it not applicable? Is there a line, or do you think it should be part of just everyone's?
I think it's 24 weeks.
Right. I'm not asking what it is. I'm asking your opinion. When for you is that point? And if it is that only because the government said? So if the government changed it to 35 weeks,
Well, here's the thing: if it ticks one of these boxes, i.e., financially unstable, emotionally unstable,
anything
biologically unstable, or you just straight out don't want it, then that's acceptable, because if you're not willing to put 100% into a child, then it's not worth having said child, because I know you think it's a living thing, but there's fucking plenty more to go around. If you
Jesus Christ, man.
Fucking hell,
we're not short of humans, are we? Fucking 8 billion of us.
Yeah, but think how many people die a day.
Yeah.
It kind of balances itself out. It always does.
Oh my days.
People are born and 1 million people die every day. It balances itself out.
More people are born than people die.
Where would you even find this thing?
I don't know about that one. Not too sure about that one.
The population is rising, so yes, there are actually more people born than die.
Well,
you cannot actually deny that due to the fact that the world's population is rising.
That's a fair point.
We're a bit overpopulated.
So what do you stand with SD then, Gem, and the fact that if it's over 24 weeks or whatever it is, then it's a no-go? Whatever you said. I might be misquoting.
You've had enough fucking time to think about it before the 24 weeks mark.
Anything could happen in that time, SD. The mother could have a very easy financially driven life, and the dad could die, or could just leave the country. And by that point, it's too late to get an abortion.
There's people that have kids every day that are financially stable. They're always young kids, but you see them when they grow up. You see them now. All these young people that have had kids, they're like brilliant parents. It's like, wow. There's a girl I used to go to school with. She was a few years younger than me, and she had kids young. And I see her on Facebook, blah, blah. She's a fantastic mother. I mean, oh my God.
And she's also a hooker.
and she's not the richest person in the world, but she's not the poorest. And it's like, she's okay. She's doing great. I could say the same about my sister. She had kids young, and her kids don't want for nothing. She's not rich, but her partner's amazing, and it's brilliant. And I think that, to be fair to me, I think my sister is probably the best mother I've ever seen in my life.
Damn, you're more than your own mum.
Well, no. This is what I say. I even said it. She is the best mother I've ever seen in my life. What she does for those kids is unreal. They're always out doing things, and Halloween's got pumpkin picking and all that, and she's always on the ball, and she's amazing. So that's.
Well, did she contemplate having an abortion at any point? That
No, Didn't even think about it. She wasn't financially stable. Her partner's the same age as her. They were young at the time. And when the baby came along, and wow, just that's all I could say is wow. Best parents, and to me, best mother I've ever seen in my life.
Right.
I say it to her to this day.
So just to clarify, so if someone was a week over the limit, quote unquote, then SD and Gem, you would say it's, you've gone, it's too far in the process, and having an abortion would be wrong. Am I in the correct line?
No, because will the child survive to term if it has a genetic disability? It may be.
I'm not on about.
You can find that out before that point.
Yeah, I'm on about just a normal, healthy human that you don't want, but it's past that period.
It depends on whether the mother will survive as well.
Sorry?
If the mother, if there's a risk to the mother's life, then the question is, will bringing the child into the world be what everyone else, the mother and everyone else in the situation would want, or will the mother being around be more important to everyone, including the mother, than the baby? There's a lot of things that go into it. It's a very difficult situation to really talk about.
A hot topic.
Yeah, it's a complex.
What if it's a octopic? I can't fucking say the word. Octopic pregnancy.
What does that mean?
Where the fertilized egg sticks to the inside of the fallopian tube,
Right.
where it's actually outside the womb itself.
Okay.
Are we going right into how babies are born now?
No, what I'm saying is it develops to 24 weeks and it's an optatic pregnancy. The woman hasn't noticed, but if she was to continue having the child, she would die.
Here comes a lullaby.
That's kind of sort of what Jem said. You just went and, yeah.
Reminds you of that Nickelback song, Lullaby.
Oh, that's a good tune. Yeah.
Have you seen the video? The video is
very good. Yeah. But yeah, I think if there's, I think there's always going to be a risk of the mother, something happening to the mother because of what goes into giving birth.
Because there's a lot going on inside her body when the baby's being born, like her nutrients and all that. There's obviously going to be a health risk all the time.
Well, I think the real question comes in. The real question is, the two real questions are, if you believe at life at conception, then obviously you're not going to be going for abortion, and that person's view is clear, and that it gets very misted easily. I think people have got to have some idea, because it's all well and good saying 20, whatever the word. I'm going to stop saying how many because I don't know how long. But it's just how far do you take it? I mean, even if they're like a day after the abortion cutoff point, no pun intended there, and they're not allowed it. Would we say that's wrong? If they're just out of the limit and they want an abortion?
Probably.
Well, should have wrapped it up.
Right. Well, if it is the subject of grape,
yeah, that's.
I think that's one I struggle to get my head around with that.
Yeah, that's the same as me. It's a hard one.
Consenting intercourse.
But it is a hot topic. Yeah, I wanted to discuss it because I've seen quite a few debates on this, so it's nice for us to see where we all stand.
Well, yeah, we all have different opinions on it, which is good. It's healthy to have that. Each stand by their own words.
Well, if your girlfriend, wife, fiance,
auntie's uncle, sister's nan,
is has a high chance of dying from giving birth to an only child, we'll say it's your first kid, I think we all would probably choose to save the mother, because you haven't had that bond with something that's not
you do
rare
technically you can have a bond with the child when it's in your belly.
Yes, I'm on about the father here.
Oh.
So for me, if I know my girlfriend's going to die and she's giving birth, I mean, at the end of the day, it is her choice over mine. But I'm gonna say, I like you alive, love. So if you don't mind. But then again, how far is this abortion? Yeah, but this is why I like talking about it, because there's so many different factors. I mean, it would be a boring subject if it was just, if it was a very clear-cut issue. But when it's grape, I do see both sides, and but I don't know. It's a tough one, And the father sure as hell ain't gonna be there, is he? So yeah, but in saying that, I'm sure there have been rape victims giving birth, and I'm sure some of them have lived very happy, stable lives. I guess you never know until they're born. But so SD and Gem, they think it should stay legal. But do you think, Dingle, is there any room for wiggling a bit of abortion here and there for certain aspects, or are you very clear cut? This it's a problem, and we need to.
Well, those people that have one night stands and all that, and then the next day they go, "I'm pregnant." Well, it was going to happen because obviously you didn't use protection. So, are you stupid, or didn't you learn at school how how to have sex? Put sign over it then. I'm pregnant now. Well, what do you expect? But I think if you are going to do that, be the first week. First week, you don't even get that. As soon as it starts growing limbs and that, you don't even. I would piss me right off. Because I know there's been people.
How long does it take for a person?
Quite a long time, I think. Well, no, it takes 9 months to give birth, so I don't.
Yeah, just think on.
Well, no, I'm thinking it must be quite fast then.
I have no idea. I thought it was like within a few weeks, but unless someone wants to search it up, I can't think of the top of my head. But
I think the first week, I think that's okay. That's acceptable.
But most people don't find out in the first week, Dingle.
Well, then that's tough luck. Then
I don't think most people even find out within the first month.
When do they find out?
Well, I don't know. I haven't done a survey, but I'm just.
No, actually, that's a lie, because when I had my child, literally,
when I was pregnant.
when we had our thing, it was 2 days later. She phoned me up crying that she was pregnant. 2 days.
Your thing? Did you just say?
Yeah. What did you?
But I said our fling.
Fling.
I thought you said thing as well. I was like, what?
I remember the phone call. I didn't know what to say, and I thought, oh God, here we go. And yeah, that was like a conversation I didn't really want at the time, considering I just finished work. I was like, oh God. But
and now she's here living and breathing on this planet. So
it is, yeah. She's nearly taller than me now as well.
Jeez, that's not hard, mate. You are pretty short.
I am short. She's my world, that girl.
There you are. See, so abortion did occur. You wouldn't have. Well, obviously, you wouldn't have. She wouldn't have been there.
No, I was at work and I was googling the whole. I googled when I was at work. I googled the abortion, how it all works, and when I got back, she was sat on my table with my mother, and I just went, "We're not doing that," because I googled it and I thought, "I'm not doing that." I made my bed. I'm gonna lie in it.
I think the ins and outs on it, when I remember reading into it, it definitely sounds.
What? Where'd he go?
Was that a deliberate him dropping out, or was that the internet dropping out on him?
I don't know. What was that about?
Was that deliberate?
No, I was trying to close Steam and I accidentally closed Discord.
Oh.
No, go on. What was you saying?
What was I saying?
You were saying the ins and outs.
Yeah, you're talking about the ins and outs of it, and you were like, no, I don't want that.
Yeah, that's it. So the procedure of a normal abortion, it's not a nice thing to. When you properly look it up, it's quite disturbing, really. But I mean, I don't know. I think, but for me, abortion has always been a grey area. Because there's so many situations. But then with I mean, yet again though, it's where does the line come in? Because would my girlfriend be wrong if we found out our child was going to have Down syndrome? Would she then be wrong to abort the child because of that reason, and solely because of that reason?
Why would you put yourself through years of hell?
No, I think no.
Well, I'm just not sure that's the healthiest way to look at it, because we are all human at the end of the day. I mean,
yeah, Down syndrome. You can live a normal life with Down syndrome. It's not anything,
Dingle's fine. So
yeah,
Downy Dingle.
There's a guy on TikTok who's got Down syndrome, and he's absolutely amazing. He's like loaded, and he lives a great life. Had a good upbringing. This guy on TikTok, I follow him. He's a normal guy. He's got Down syndrome, but it is what it is. I mean, he's managed to live with it, and he's living a great life. I mean, in fact, he's living a better life than me. So
I'd get down with him. So
yeah.
Oh dear. Is he on the undateables?
Yeah. I mean, that's the point. People can
still live great lives.
Yeah.
People like who's that guy who did Superman?
Henry
Reed, wasn't it?
Oh, Christopher Reeves.
Yeah. He absolutely amazing, but halfway through his life he got injured and it disabled. You can't predict these things. So it's like saying, oh, he's disabled now, he can't do anything, so we just put a gun to his head.
No, I don't know, actually. I've never heard that analogy. That's very interesting. Sorry, Esty.
What they do to horses.
Yeah. But yeah, it's like, he lived a great life. He was a great Superman, not the best, but he's the greatest. And he became disabled. He couldn't walk again. Blah blah blah. And it's like his wife going, "Well, let's put a bullet in his head now."
Yeah, or divorcing him. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No.
Sickness and health. No, but I don't remember saying those.
That's it. They're death to us part, though.
Right, you can write your own battles where you can just say no to the sickness and health.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
I love you till next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday. See you next Tuesday.
I'll love you into your barren.
Into your barren?
Barren means incapable of giving birth.
What, infertile?
Yeah.
Well,
I suppose in some ways
going to get like that eventually, SD. So if that was true, you would.
Yeah, that's after the menopause.
Yeah,
that's like 40s.
But no, to be fair, there have been some old ladies that have got pregnant, like really old as fuck ladies, like ancient shit. Like I
remember searching up the oldest.
Like they belong in a museum.
Isn't she like 80-something years old?
Didn't we do that, R-Techz, in the pub? We were sat there, we were drinking, and we were like, how old was the oldest lady? We Googled it.
Yeah,
remember?
We did. Yeah, we did. Yeah.
That was random.
Yeah, and then we...
a few bats in our cave.
The youngest person to give birth as well. We went over that in another episode, so we won't rehash that.
No. Yeah, that's disgusting, that age.
You can say that again. But yeah, whatever episode that was, guys, feel free to check out that disturbing fact that we found out at some point.
You have to find it yourselves, though, so go through all the videos.
You got to go through every single video to find it. Oh, dear.
If you find it, come back to us.
Yeah, come back to us. Give us a timestamp.
Yeah, and we'll give you another challenge.
Yeah, we'll get... So we'll just send you away on straight up Bustas fetch quests.
Yeah, the one who finds it gets a free Dingle t-shirt.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, SD. Now you're thinking.
The good old merch.
But yeah, so under the circumstance, then I just want to be very clear where we are. If someone got graped, then would you say they're wrong for getting an abortion, Dingle?
No. No.
Dingle, I know you and Gem.
No, because there's an answer to that. I mean, yeah, it sucks. But at the end of it, there's adoption agency. It's not the baby's fault. It didn't ask to be put in that position. There's idiots out there. And unfortunately, he picked, he had you. It's not the baby's fault. And obviously you can give that baby a nice home with a loving family that will raise him properly. It's not the baby's fault.
What a grape child.
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's like, it's not the baby's fault. He didn't ask to be put in that position. The idiot put him in that position. He didn't ask to be in that position. And, there's adoption agencies out there. There's loving families out there that will take that child in and give him the life he would love.
Some of the kids that go through the system, I mean, Gem would know this.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Some of them aren't exactly...
not exactly well looked after.
Yes, that.
And they're not exactly well adjusted.
And even if they do go to a loving home, they take a while to adjust.
This is why I'm saying as soon as the baby's born.
Yeah, I think that's what you were. Yeah.
As soon as the baby's born, because there have been families that have paid people to carry a baby for them. So you could class that as, and it's, you carry the baby for them, and then as soon as the baby's born, they take it, you get paid a shitload of money, and that baby's got a loving family. So,
Did they make a movie about that?
I think they did.
Or something.
I think they did, yes.
They did an episode of Friends on it.
Did they? Ah.
Well, it was like a whole arc. It's one of Phoebe's arcs.
Oh, yeah.
She had triplets, didn't she?
Yeah.
Phoebe. But yeah, that's my fault.
Break her to give them away.
Pardon?
I swear it broke her to give them away.
It hurt. She didn't want to.
Yeah, she didn't want to in the end, and then she only agreed to it because
it was her brother, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How do I know that?
Yeah, we remember the randomest shite.
I know. Her brother's funny though. Fucking hilarious. He should have been in it more. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. You can.
So we got a pro-choice, 2 pro-choices, 1 pro-life, and 1 in the middle. That's what it seems like. Yeah, Jen.
Yeah.
I'm pro-life.
Is that your nephew or something, or niece?
One of the foster kids, actually.
Wait, what? I'm not there.
Hey.
Oh wait, no names.
It's your sister.
Just saying it about myself, like.
Good times.
Okay, so let's do last thoughts, and then we'll move on to the second lovely part. So, abortion overall, Dingle. Let's hear it. What do you think?
I'm pro-life.
Gem.
Pro-choice.
SD.
Pro-choice.
And R-Techz. Pro-Techz. Pro-Techz. Yeah, I like that. Yeah, I am. Well, I don't know what you would call me then. I'm like the agnostic.
Pro-choice then.
Well, if you're pro-choice, no, because surely that doesn't mean if you just agree with 1 or 2 scenarios.
You find it hard on the old grape one, don't you?
Yeah, damn straight.
That's yeah, I suppose.
I do. I find it very hard.
So you're in the middle.
And if the mother's life is at risk, those are the 2 main ones for me that I.
Yeah. So you're Malcolm in the middle.
Malcolm. No fake names.
No fake names.
Okay, so abortion is over and done with. Let's cut it out. And now we go to. Pardon?
Coat hanger.
Coat hanger, yeah. Back in the old days. When did they stop even doing that? I don't even know when they started.
I think they still do in back alleyways and shit in poor countries and stuff. I believe they do.
It's considered a very dangerous way of doing it, and
pushing someone down the stairs.
It's not really a coat hanger.
Oh.
It looks like a coat hanger, but it's not. It's actually like a rod with a hook on the end. All they do is go up there, somehow hook round the fetus, and then pull it out.
Nice. Okay. Whoa. Next.
So anyway, yeah. All right, euthanasia then. Let's do what we did earlier. Feel free to chime in. What do we think? Let's get this conversation flowing.
Who wants to go first then? I don't mind.
I went first last time.
All right. Okay, SD, you spoke first, so why not carry on?
Yeah, euthanasia, there's two types. Euthanasia of criminals, i.e. the death penalty, and euthanasia of terminally ill patients or patients that have basically they're stuck in their own bodies. They can't move their arms, legs. All they can do is either grunt or flick their eyes at you.
I was sorry to interrupt you. I don't think euthanasia is anything to do with criminals. I think you're thinking about something else. I don't believe it's the same.
Yeah, euthanasia is they chemically kill.
So you're talking about execution rather than euthanasia.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure.
It's the same thing.
What?
No,
execute
the end
order.
result is exactly the same.
Do it.
So yeah, I'll talk about compassionate euthanasia first.
Please do.
Oh fucking hell! They made a whole entire movie about it, about some rich guy and this absolute, I don't know, hipster girl who works at a bakery. I can't remember the name of the actual
Jay and Silent Bob.
Hey,
what film?
I have no idea, SD. I don't know what he's on about.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, they basically fall in love, and he goes off to some country that allows euthanasia,
right?
Because he's in such a shit state. I mean, this guy needs 24-hour health support. He needs people to clean him, talk to him, dress him, take him out places, all that jazz where he has independence whatsoever. In that kind of cases, I would say this guy isn't really living a life because he's unable to
function, probably
independently live.
Yeah. So you would agree. You would say, in a circumstance, how far are we talking though? Are you talking like near enough a vegetable state?
Patient.
Say that again, sorry.
An opposite of an Alzheimer's patient. So he's got all the brains but no movement. But an Alzheimer's patient has all the movement with no brains.
Intriguing.
Song Metallica 1.
What do you think, Dingle, on euthanasia?
I don't know yet.
Still figuring it out, Jem.
Still trying to work it out.
I'm somewhat undecided, really. I agree with SD on the fact that for people who, are suffering, it should be
an option.
But at the same time, I don't believe in his point for executions. I believe that people should be given the chance to reform. At least given a set number of chances before that becomes a legitimate option. But for people who either
only Siths deal with absolutes.
Pardon?
Don't worry, Jem.
It took me a second to pass that into my head. Yeah. As for people, who are in a situation where they're ill and they're going to be they're going to be in a situation where they will not die with dignity, which is like their main concern. I do believe they should be allowed, as long as it's their choice,
But what about then? What about if they cannot make that choice themselves? If they've gone through a stroke, or along those lines. What do we say then?
If they're a vegetable,
I'm racking your brains.
I mean,
they
then
have the substance of a cabbage.
Sorry, let him speak.
in that situation, they need to be allowed to at least have the chance to make the choice.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Kind of, sort of. But I mean, I'm talking, similar to what SD said. So they physically and mentally cannot make that decision.
But this is why the people write it down, don't they? If I end up in the vegetable state, please unplug me.
Yeah.
People write it down just in case. You never know. Yeah. I believe all people should do that. Like, I don't know if they put it in there. I don't know what they put it in.
They have a file in the hospital.
DNR in their chest.
It's like, I mean, everybody should write it down. If they get like married or something, they should have that written down. If I get in a vegetable state, I don't want to die. Like, keep me going. I want to waste as much electric as I can. Or, I write it down when you get married. If I end up in that state, you might not even end up in that state, but it's nice to know it's there. It's just, he's in a vegetable state. What does he want me to do? Oh, kill him. Fair enough. You know what I mean?
He wants me to grape him. Wait, what?
Yeah.
Someone else must have written this.
I mean, if there is a brain signal, i.e. this guy's in a coma, and body's in a good state, brain looks like it's in a good state, I guess you could keep the power on. But if his brain's like completely flatlined, but it's just his organs going, that's when you should euthanize. Not exactly euthanize, in a case of switch the machines on to see if he wakes up.
But they could wake up in like years. There's been people being in comas for years.
Because they have the brain activity.
Yeah.
I'm on about brain activity that doesn't exist.
Well, then they'll be dead.
Yeah, but you're here. Wait.
If you don't have any brain activity, you're dead.
Yeah, I'm not really sure how it works. I don't know how to comment on it. But euthanasia is, again, a tricky one. I mean, if it comes down to you and one of your loved ones is on the what do they call it, life support, and the doctor asks you, I'll bring up something that happened in last December. So my granddad died of a stroke, and it was absolutely horrendous seeing him in that state.
Yeah.
And I tried to be strong, but I just started crying.
I get it.
That's right.
Yeah, I know. I was trying to be strong for my mum as well, because she was on the other side of the bed.
Yeah.
You can't hide it forever. You know what I mean? Like,
do you get that thing in your throat? It's just like,
your throat clogs up. Swallowing nothing. Yeah.
I hate that.
Get all choked up and But anyway,
yeah.
Where did I go with this? Now I'm just thinking about me crying. Well, he's a very proud man, a very old school, like a real man's man. You know what I mean? Like, he served in the army.
Yeah.
I don't know how to explain it. He always paid his taxes. Always was in a trade, like a proper man's man, and he loved my nan to death. At least as far as I know. And seeing him in the state that he was in there for about a week, I think, until he finally died. given the option there, if euthanasia was an option and they thought, oh, we could end it for him now because he was clearly in pain and he couldn't talk. I don't know if you guys know anyone with a stroke, but and I don't know. I don't think I would have been able to do it. Even though I know he's in pain, I think that decision holds so much weight. If I went ahead and I said, "Yep, do it,"
but that's
I'm seeing him like this, and then he just goes, and then I'm like, "Oh, that was my decision to do that." Like, yeah, I wouldn't want that
on your conscience.
On my conscience, yeah, I really would.
I get that. But also, when you do pull the lives, they don't die straight away. It could take weeks for them to actually stop.
Weeks?
Yeah, it doesn't just happen overnight.
What?
Yeah, you pull the plug. That means they're guaranteed to die, but they ain't gonna die just like that.
I always thought, oh, maybe I've just been watching too many films then.
No, I found that out ages ago. That life support, you put it off. Some people can live up to 3 months and then die. Yeah.
That's mental. What the fuck?
The body's still working, isn't it? And the machines will die eventually because the machines ain't helping them. But it could take months, maybe.
That's actually really interesting. I never knew that. I always just thought maybe a few days at most. Like, damn. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, it's not like the movies. The movies
yeah, it's not like now I feel a bit dumb and I'm definitely cutting this part out. Just saying.
Yeah, the first kill's always the hardest.
Ooh.
That was a joke, by the way.
No, it wasn't. Keep it in there.
Yeah, he's being truthful. We're not associated with SD. He just hijacked the podcast.
That's the weight of it. You can make all the jokes you like to distract yourself from the actual subject. Because, we want to sustain life, but in R-Techz situation with his grandfather, he didn't like seeing him like that. Same in my situation. My grandfather was a shell of himself when he was going through cancer. He was given weeks to live, and if he had the chance to go up, with dignity and take his own life, I think he would have done. Just so that my grandmother wouldn't have had to go through those last. In fact, my family wouldn't have to go through those last few weeks, seeing him literally fall apart in front of their eyes. And in some cases, it's you have to think on the bright side that he isn't suffering anymore, and taking that step to go, I had to kill him, but at least he's not going through hell.
Oh, can you imagine being in that position though? Like, I will never see you lot again, and I've just turned the machines off, and that's it.
Yeah,
You'll never see your faces again. That's the thing that scares me about death. Is like once it's there, and we're all guaranteed it. That's one thing we're guaranteed in this life is death.
Amen.
And the fact that you never see. So this is why you got to make every day count. Spend as much time with your family, your loved ones, and all that. It's just scary because you never know what tomorrow brings.
Think about it. It's eternal peace.
Yeah.
You don't know any better because it'll be like before you were born. So
that's right.
No pain. Right. You don't have to watch your loved ones suffer. It's literally eternal thoughtlessness of peace. I guess you could put it that way.
Thoughtlessness of peace.
The thing that gets me, is eternal peace. You'll never see your loved ones' faces ever again. That gets me every time.
Amen.
That sucks. It would be cool if there was an afterlife, but there's no proof of that. But we don't know. We've not died yet, so we don't know. There might be.
Yeah, I don't think you can ever prove that.
No, exactly. No one knows.
Choose to ascend.
I believe that these Christians believe there's an afterlife because they're scared of death and they make up. But I don't know. They might be onto something. They might not be. I don't know.
All religion was actually written by scared little men who didn't know where the sun went at night.
Well, they used to worship like the sun and the moon, didn't they? Like way back in the whenever the fuck it was.
Yeah, the sun doesn't give the light to the moon, assuming it owes it one.
All right, SD Shinoda.
SD Shinoda. Love it.
Yeah, it actually sounds like a rap name. What the fuck? Oh, dear.
Yeah, this is a matter. Death sucks. It's one thing we're all guaranteed. It's that will always get me, no matter how old I am or what. Knowing that I'm going to die and being in a position where I'm ill and the only way out is if I just pull the plug, and I won't be in pain. But to see my loved ones' faces again, and there was a story from a family friend that said that her great uncle had cancer really bad, and he was in the lounge. He was wired up to it. He was in the lounge and he looked at his wife, he had a tear in his eye, and she said, just go to sleep. Like, not in a hard way. She's like, you go to sleep, whatever, like in a nice way. Just rest. And he did, and he didn't wake up. And there was a teardrop from where he got picked up by the ambulance and all that. It was still a teardrop under his eye. And that story stays with me because it's like, she looked at him like, it's time to rest. And it's like, oh. Gives me goosebumps.
That's pretty chilling. That's actually quite,
Gives me goosebumps. It's like, oh.
Sheesh. Oh, sorry, go on.
Yeah, just to move the subject on a little bit. Euthanasia in court of law. Where do you stand on, like, the death penalty then?
Oh, it's agreed.
We've had compassionate, now we need lawful.
Right, okay. Dingle?
Life for a life.
What, you think if you murder someone, you should be...
I think if you killed someone, you're on death row. Yeah, you wait your time, bitch. You're going out, and you're going out on our terms, motherfucker.
What, in any scenario?
I think, these people that, with the SA children, I think they need to be on death row. I think, they need reform and they need to... Fuck off. There's no way you'd let that prick hang around with kids again, would there? Because he's had a few injections and had a few lessons. You wouldn't trust him near your kids, would you?
Yeah, punch him out.
No way, Jose. Punch him
It's
out.
a case of the people who haven't actually done it and understand how they feel is wrong and go out of their way to get help. Those people should be held. But the people that have gone out and enacted on the way
I think he's on about the ones that have acted, because I don't think you would know otherwise, would you? It's not saying you would just drop in on people you know. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, fair enough.
I think,
guys, I don't know how to tell you this, but I'm a beep, and you'll be like, "Oh wait,
I'm on about the ones that have. I'm on about the ones that have acted on it. The ones that have those thoughts in their head, but they know it's wrong. Then there might be some sort of way to help them. I mean, they've not acted on it, but still, again, would you trust them to babysit your kids?
No,
they have those thoughts anyway. Even though they've never acted on it in their life, but would you let them babysit your kids?
They only wanted to do the babysitting because there's the word baby in it.
I think the death penalty should be there for absolutes, i.e. there's peer-reviewed, undeniable evidence that this person did this.
It's more for...
Yeah, but what do you mean? Well, what are we talking about here? You got to give specifics. Dingle said
there's video evidence. There's
no. But I'm asking. Give me an example.
That guy in America who opened fire in a shopping mall for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
And he just went around killing people.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't actually. I don't think he actually got shot and killed by police. I think he was captured. I think he gave himself up.
Right. Which guy are you talking about? The one in the shopping mall that didn't actually kill anyone was taken out straight away?
It has them somewhere in America. America has some weird shit going on there. Like they have school shooters.
Yeah.
There was a guy, I think a couple of years ago, who was going to do a mass shooting in a shopping mall, and another guy was there with his concealed carry and took him out from pretty much the other side of the mall with a Glock 17.
Jeez. I bet you had pleasure doing that.
They're like kind of a hero stance, that, aren't it?
You're the only person that's dying today, punk.
That in itself is an execution.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he brought it upon himself to decide that this person's going to take a life. So I'm going to take his before he takes another.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
So the case of this, if a person has taken a life or is going to take a life, you have the full right to remove that person from existence.
Yeah.
If there's undeniable evidence.
Yeah.
You'll have to justify in court.
As long as he had a license to kill, he'd be all right.
Not 007 here, fuck me.
Bond. Nicky
James
Bond.
Gay Bond.
He said Nicky Bond.
Oh. Oh, damn it. I got that way too late. Sorry. Okay. Well, I mean, so, yeah, but I'm just saying, so for what, though? I mean, what specifically are we giving out death penalties for? Just for mass murders, serial killers, someone who's killed someone once, a manslaughter, rape? What are we doing?
People that have taken a life, taken someone's existence away just for pure satisfaction.
No, but I'm saying people don't usually kill people for the sake of it. I mean, if I found out you were cheating with my wife or something, I came to your house and shot you in the head. Well, I don't know why I'm laughing about that. It's a bit sinister. Then would you say on the block with him or in the electric chair?
Electric chair.
Evil.
Yeah, but I'm saying, would that
out of your way to kill somebody?
Yeah, your intentions were to end my existence.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
If you're going to end someone's existence, then there's something wrong with you. But if you're going to stop someone from taking, like the mass shooting thing with that, you've saved many lives by taking the problem away. You know,
it was in your pure belief that this person was a threat to life.
Yeah.
And that's why you acted in the way you did.
But again, you could make that hard, you know. You could just see someone like holding a gun. Oh my god, he's going to kill someone, and just shoot them randomly, and then just tell the police he had a gun out, and he was going to shoot people, but I shot him first. Yeah. Oh, did you? Yeah. Oh, okay then. You know what I mean? It's like, you could abuse the system a bit by using that.
Well, I'm just trying to get into the mindset of. So you kill no matter how many lives you take, and if it was on purpose, then you deserve. Then execution is for you. Is that what SD and Dingle you're both agreeing on?
Well, what I was going to say is, what I meant to say, shall I say, is if there is undeniable evidence that
there is. Yes, there
went
is.
out of their way to do an evil act, i.e., kill. With full intent to kill, which wasn't accidental, and there is evidence, undeniable evidence to prove it, then within the law you should be able to end that criminal's life. In the case of what Dingle was on about, under the law of armed conflict, if you believe there is a true threat to life of your own or others, you are allowed take that shot, as long as you can prove that the person you took out was going to cause the loss of life.
Yeah.
And if we didn't have enough evidence, would the judge be right in putting that officer on the death penalty?
If there was undeniable evidence,
No.
death row.
No. You got to listen
There
to what I'm
was
saying.
undeniable evidence, i.e., this person.
No. SD, you're just going to repeat yourself. I mean, if there is not, if there is
they should be prosecuted.
Evidence, should they then receive the death penalty because they've taken a life?
Well, if there isn't undeniable evidence that they intended to take a life, i.e., it was an accident or it was a road traffic collision, then no, they shouldn't get it because it wasn't. They didn't have the intent to take a life.
Yeah, but I'm saying the officer that shot another dude when he thought he was going to do a shooting, but I'm saying the evidence suggested otherwise, or there wasn't substantial evidence. Should that officer then be,
prosecuted and stripped of his badge?
Yes.
right, not killed?
No, because he's
Why
an
not?
officer of the law, and if he's going to do that, he's breaking his own law and the government's law, and he should be prosecuted big time and taking his badge away.
I mean, if he had
not executed
for fun, then I guess you could call it. I
Well,
guess
he
you
still
could call
killed.
it death penalty
He still
because
killed
he
someone. This is the point I'm making.
If he couldn't prove why he took the life, i.e., he couldn't prove in the evidence that this person was going to kill another person, and he got it wrong. As long as he didn't have the intent to kill for fun, the intent. This is the intent I'm talking about. I.e., he did this because he had some kind of malicious thought process. If he had the malicious thought process, he should be put to death himself. Or if he didn't, i.e., got it wrong, like shit bust, I fucked up here. I didn't mean to do it. Then he should be prosecuted in other ways.
Prosecute him and strip him of his badge. Is that what he said?
Yeah.
Okay.
Given a prison term, but in a, I guess, police version of prison.
Yeah, like because you are the law, aren't you? And you're breaking the law, and that's not in your job description because you're meant to follow the law. That's your whole job.
Shouldn't it be a worse? In some cases, don't you feel like it should be a worse punishment? Because they're meant to be, as Dingle just said, law enforcers. Like they are, we hold them to a higher standard. Like whenever you see a policeman around, we
all act weird, don't we?
You all act like, but there's just a level of respect there. That's never said.
They should go to a military prison, where there's other service personnel there. So I guarantee the service personnel get beasted a lot more than how the holiday camp the prisoners are in at the moment.
Holiday camp. What do you think, Jem? You've been rather quiet. I was going to say Cat got your tongue, but
no, she's not here at the moment. So when it comes to executions, there's a limit to how things should go. Like people who have gone out of their way to try to commit a mass shooting or are committing a mass shooting, then it should be a given that they should, because they're laying down their lives. When it comes to murder, there's a lot of constituent parts. I mean, there's one example. There was a father who their child was raped by a man, and he took that man's life on live national TV in America.
What in the...
Yeah, I know this one. He just turned around and popped him in the face.
Yeah. No, I heard about this. This was bloody ages back, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was ages back. And in that situation, can you really blame the man? Can you say that he now has to die for what he did when what he was doing was trying to protect
other potential
victims. Protect other potential victims and avenge his child.
I guess his emotions and his state of mind would have been affected by either loss of his child or the trauma that his child went through. So I guess this guy, you could say, was mentally unstable.
Yeah.
You cannot prove that the intent was malicious. You can only say the intent was caused by an emotional unbalance.
And that was taken into account when his case went to court. And I think he was only given community service for it.
Huh? Damn.
It's also like in the case of Kyle Rittenhouse, like he was taking part in protecting businesses from rioting. The rioting happened. He was then chased down, and he defended himself against a number of attackers and used his firearm to protect himself. And 2 of the people that were trying to attack him died.
Yeah.
But he was defending himself. Are we going to say that, he killed 2 people and injured another 2? Does that mean that he is now someone who needs to be executed when he was acting out of self-defense?
But that's what we said before. It was his life at risk. Was he going to get shot himself? Because then there's
in one situation he was going to get shot, and he shot the guy's arm off.
Well, then as we spoke, we said to me, it's
in another situation he was going to get hit over the head with a skateboard, and later on, in later cases that happened later on that year, being hit over the skateboard was proven to be fatal. So, yeah, that he would have lost his life.
The thing is, he had true belief.
Yeah,
that his life was in danger. Yeah,
threat, or that other lives were at threat. So he decided to take appropriate action to defend his own life or lives.
Yeah. And the first appropriate action he did was trying to get to police lines. He was literally running towards the police, trying to get away from the people, and they knocked him down, and so he had no other choice left to him but to defend himself.
Yeah, he took the problem out. It was either his life or their life, and he made the right call. I'm sure we'd all make that call. If someone had a gun to my face, I'm pretty sure I'd like to pull the trigger on them to defend myself.
Also, just to point out, one of the people he killed was also a child molester.
Hey. 2 birds, 1 stone.
One bites the dust.
Ow! Oh god, he's classed as a hero now, isn't he?
A lot of people do see him that way, yeah.
Well,
sorry.
His life was at risk, and he took out the problem and probably saved a bunch of other lives in the process. Taking out the child molester, I mean, good eye. I think he's just showboating now, but life. He took out the problem. His life was at threat, and bang.
Also, the other person he killed was also a wife beater.
Damn.
Yeah, he took out like 4 stones of 2.
Yeah, like this is diversity.
2 stones.
Oh my god! Then you're going to say he killed a 4th who was a Nazi, killed a 5th who was a KKK member. Then we get it. You sold it.
It's one of those things where there's extenuating circumstances that you can't just put a blanket. Everyone who does this thing needs to die.
That's why I said the intent. A murder.
Yes, but the intent for that dude was probably still to kill those people, even though he's defended himself.
Right, no, in his case it wasn't, but in the case of the father who murdered the person who abused his child, then there was the pure intent to kill there. That wasn't.
Clearly, yeah.
That wasn't a case of that wasn't premeditated. That was heat at the moment. Like he literally waited for the person and ambushed him. In that situation, though, with the way that you've described it, he would have been executed for that.
Because it's all about intent.
No, because he was emotionally compromised.
Yeah, but how long do you use that though, SD? Yeah. What about if that happened a year ago and then he came in and killed him? What can you say then? Oh, he's still emotionally damaged from last year.
As long as they can prove that he was in a stable state of mind.
And he was stable enough to be able to blend in with the with the people in the environment, because this happened in an airport, by the way.
Jeez.
He was blending in, waiting for the person to walk past, and then he turned around and shot him.
Yeah, and had a good aim.
That wasn't.
He was at a phone. He was only like 4 foot away from the cunt.
Good aim. Good aim.
Yeah, he also didn't look down the sights.
But that's the thing. I mean, when it comes down to your kids, when it comes down to your children, I mean, I'd see red if something happened to my girl. I would just go on. I'd kill any cunt in my way.
Why would you see red? Isn't your daughter Caucasian?
So, yeah, but you know what I mean. Like, if something happens to her, I would lose my shit. I don't know what I'd do. I literally would want to go out and kill the person whoever's done anything to my daughter.
Careful what you say here, Dingle.
I know, but you know, I'm sure, you know, majority of dads would feel the same.
They can probably use this as a court, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. But
they can call it premeditated.
Yeah, it's
again, that situation.
Premeditated.
That situation again, where that father did that was a premeditated situation because he knew that he was going to be there because the trial was being televised and he knew where they were going to be.
Then let's have final thoughts on euthanasia. We'll start with you, Jimmy boy.
Okay, basically, people should be allowed to die with dignity. So I do believe that euthanasia is something that should be allowed, but obviously there's still got to be a level of control over it. Like you don't want people just going everyone's gonna die, so here you can just kill yourself, whatever.
Amen. Yeah, that's not a good way to deal with it at all. No, you're right.
Yeah. And as for executions, again, whilst yes, the punishment should fit the crime, the execution should require something substantial rather than just the one killing. Because again, evidence can prove evidence can prove that the person who did the killing had a motive that isn't necessarily, I'm just going out here and just murdering willy-nilly. It's the people who do go out, like serial killers and mass shooters and stuff like that. They are the people that should be, executed. But people who their wife cheated on them, so they killed their wife, or they killed the person that their wife cheated on them with. They don't necessarily they shouldn't necessarily be executed. They should just be incarcerated.
What does that mean?
Put in jail.
Oh. Right, okay, fair enough. Dingle, let's go with you.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to. I think a life for a life, but if you're in that position where you have danger coming towards you or to others, and you're going to take out the problem to save others, I think you should do some time in prison, but not like crazy, probably like a month, because you've saved other people.
What's the point?
Well, I don't know. I'm just guessing. Not guessing, just saying. I don't know how it works.
Right, okay. SD, go on. Your turn to talk.
Right.
Oh, there we go.
Is this final thoughts on the entire thing, or is it just the last
The euthanasia, yeah, we did the abortion, but you can talk about the death penalty as well, because they both touched on that. So,
okay, right, with the compassionate euthanasia, if there is, if there's no activity.
Oh, Dingle's
dropped out.
He's dropped out.
Yeah. If there's no activity in the brain, you're gonna die, or you're quadriplegic. All you can do is move your eyes and mouth. If you're not really living a life and you just want to die because you're miserable, and you could call it a crime of nature, or say prolonging a person's suffering, then this person should be allowed to go out on their own terms. If, say, for instance, in the criminal world, if there's several things on this. If a person has undeniable evidence that this person went out of their way to kill somebody with malicious intent, and that you truly believe that they would kill again, and they are evil, and they should get the death penalty. If this person took another life because they believed that this person, which they could prove, i.e. they have to prove that this other person was going to take another life or lives, and they stopped this person by taking their life, i.e. in self-defense or defense of others, then they shouldn't be given the death penalty. It's a hard issue because sometimes you can prove the intent, or you could call the mental instability card, which Gem talked about, where this guy outright blatted this guy point blank without looking down the sights because he molested his daughter. I guess in a way, they knew this guy was unstable. They believed that this guy wasn't going to kill again because he wasn't evil, and that this guy was acting out of the fact that his daughter had been violated by a piece of shit. And I guess they had some sort of bias towards taking out the trash. Let's put it that way. It's a tricky one because you have to prove that a person is evil.
Yeah, there's a lot of factors to
remove them from existence. But you have to be able to lawfully prove that fact.
Amen. Yeah.
If as there's a bylaw of self-defense, this is the other part of it. As there's a bylaw of self-defense, if you are to take a life because you believe they're going to take another life, I'm talking about America here, not England, because we have fucked up laws where criminals can get away with it and the innocents get fucked over. In America, if they believe that someone's going to take a life or they're going to take your life, you have full right under the Second Amendment to protect yourself. As long as you can prove it. In England, it's a funny one because if a person was to, say, try and kill you, you know, that they were going out of their way there trying to fucking kill you, and in the fight, you get the upper hand and you hit them in the head with your fist or a blunt object, and they fall to their death, you get prosecuted as a murderer even though you were acting in your right by the bylaw to protect yourself. This is where England's fucked up in their prison, their law, the law, because for some reason they like persecuting the victims over prosecuting the criminals, which I think is wrong.
Yep.
That's like fucking 50 pence anyway.
I'm not gonna lie, yeah, that might have been your longest final thoughts ever.
Yeah, sorry about that.
Oh, dear me. Well, I did re-invite Dingle back. Is he even online on Discord? Can we check quickly?
His computer froze.
It froze. Right. Okay. Well, we will say goodbyes without his beautiful self. Oh,
Froze.
Anywho, yeah, we have been Gem, R-Techz, and SD. Unfortunately, Dingle, his computer froze, but these things cannot be helped, and he's not too much of a whiz kid. Anything you guys want to say before we head off? Anything to
keep
plug?
an eye out for
the new Warlords coming, Gem?
it'll be coming out at the end of November now.
Right, okay. Make sure you send me it when it's out. SD, I have actually just seen your new video pop up, so I'll give that a watch. Yeah, abortion / euthanasia / death penalty, courtesy of SD there. We are out.
Euthanasia, death penalty, same thing.
Yeah, well,
not really exactly, but yeah.
right. Let's end the Straight Up Busters episode 32, season 3. We are going to get out of here. Have a blessed evening.